are listening to the War Report.
So let's look at what we got, what we lost, what we have coming in, who's returning. Of course, returning is TJ Finley, Trey Lindsey, and Sawyer Pate. Coming in, as we know it, Robbie Ashford, Zach Calzada, and Holden Garner. He gone. Cue up the Grant Lloyd jokes. Grant Lloyd, Demetrius Davis, and Bo Nix has transferred out. We do have a quick super chat that I do want to get to from Finch because it's in response to some of the things that you've said, Mike. He asks here, Mike, how much time do you give a QB to develop? I'm tired of having a stout defense and studs at running back and can't produce on offense. I don't want to lose any more winnable games or Eagle. Thoughts on that, sir?
Okay, so I've been of the opinion, I've been very consistent on this, that you got to give a guy time, but you also got to win football games, and you have to be, this staff has to win games this season, right? So last year they got the pass. This year, you got to go out there and you got to field a team that can win. So I personally think that depending on who goes out there, the offense needs to, if you need to be, like when we talk about having a game manager, the question I'm going to have for whoever starts at quarterback game one is, are we winning because of them or in spite of them?
Right.
Mm-hmm. If we are winning in spite of our quarterback, which I feel like we've seen that before in the past, you have to be prepared to make a change. You cannot rest on, we won the game, so let's roll the same dude out there. He's not clearly making improvements, managing the game, doing all the things right. Like, we don't need Herculean plays. What we need is a guy who goes out there and makes the pass, the play when you need him to make the play. Does the routine stuff excellently, right? And then every once in a while gives you a wow throw or finds the deep ball, right? When your guy's wide open down the field, don't overthrow him. Doesn't sound like a hard concept, right? But if your guy gets behind the defense, give him a chance to catch the ball. Don't throw it out of bounds. That's it. I mean, I think that's what we're looking for here. So that leash is about 3 games, I think, this season, because the first 5 games you get at home, and you've got 3 cupcakes in those first 4. So if you can't figure it out then, when are you going to figure out? Missouri. I'm counting Missouri. I'm counting Missouri as a cupcake, right? Yeah, but like, I mean, it has to look like a well-oiled machine. If it's not, pull the plug and give another guy a chance to warm into the job before you throw him in versus Georgia. Right, I don't want to see anybody go out there and be below average until we get to Georgia, just for us to throw the next guy to the wolves versus those guys. I don't think that's particularly fair. Right, so you got Mercer and San Jose State, man, to get these guys up to speed. Which is why, if those games are blowouts, what I hope is that the backup gets significant time in the second half of those games. Right. So maybe it eases that transition if you have to make the switch later on. I don't think they did that very well last year.
Yeah. And he says I'm so ready to get past this Bo and TJ era. Well, you're past the Bo era already. But
we don't even know what the TJ era looks like.
We don't. I don't think we know. I mean, and to Mike's point, and I think to Mike's point, Finch, is we have to wait and see how this plays out. Worst case, if TJ is not the guy, we're probably going to be past the TJ era by the time we get to LSU or Georgia anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's going to be this season.
Harsin knows what's expected of him and what he needs to do this year. I don't think that's lost on him. And I think the previous coaching staff was willing to go down with their choices come hell or high water. I don't think Harsin is going to do that. And the beauty of it is I think he has players that he can go to should the guy that he chooses doesn't pan out in games. The other coach, I don't think, could say that.
Right.
So, guys, your thought, and let's get to Cleveland. Cleveland said Gus had several years to develop QBs and couldn't get it done. Harsin deserves patience from us for results to show.
That's literally it. That simple. He deserves patience.
You could rewind the speech that Mike gave last time we were on, replace the scenario of Bo and TJ with Gus and Coach Harsin, and it'd be the exact same thing of like, you had all this patience for this previous coach, but you seem to have no patience for Coach Harsin. And I don't fully understand why, absent of the success in year one.
That's it.
That's literally it.
That's the entire, those warm, fuzzy feelings. It wasn't just that we won those games. We resurrected from a season that was the worst season we had in recent history, Auburn football history.
Sure.
And not only did we come back better, we did things that nobody in the Auburn fan base would have told you we would have won the games that we won and ended up in the national championship game. It was so unexpected. It was the ultimate FU to all your Bama fans, lauding their national championships. It's going to be 3 this year, or what they do, number 88 or whatever national championship they're claiming for that year if they win it. And it was such a wonderful reason to just shove it in their faces. The real hurt on my Bama family and friends, when they called me, like their voice, like they were hurt. Matter of fact, somebody recently published a book that said Nick Saban thought about retiring after he lost that game.
He cried.
He cried. He said he had considered going to the NFL again or something like that. So if it can devastate
what am I doing?
that fan base like that, I know, right? I was like this.
Y'all really want this?
I'm not making good decisions.
He didn't make it. That was on him. So if it can do that for them in a negative way, I know what it did for us in a positive way. The problem is that really was the outlier. That was it. That was the season. It gave us so much hope and belief because the guy was there who architected it. We had seen Gus be good at offense before that year. He was the architect of the national championship team. So you had reasons to believe that this could continue.
We had goodwill from 2010 as well.
Right.
Too.
We had it wasn't just the first season. We were like, oh, he did it then and he did it now. And it didn't even take a Cam Newton to do it now. He must be the guy. So I understand why that season did so much for people. But you give him long enough, man. I don't think there's any doubt that those 8 years, I was ready to pull the plug out. After 2017, I was telling people, no, don't renew him. In 2018, definitely, I was yelling from the rooftop.
But you said you was over him after he missed on Jackson, right?
Yeah. And it's not like Lamar Jackson, but you went and got somebody who we like a 4-star that everybody thought was going to be great, and then maybe he didn't work out. Like we wanted to go after Francois. Francois was somebody we were after. So if you get Francois, but you don't get Lamar Jackson, that's fine. Tyler Queen. What did you get instead of Lamar Jackson? Hey, I heard you had a chance to win that brand new Tesla. Oh, I decided against that. Oh, yeah, what'd you get? A Geo Metro. How is that helping you? How was that helping us out? We got 2 kids. We got to get in the car. It's a Geo Metro.
He took it back to the Geo Metro.
Wow. Man, come on, man.
You showed your age on that one.
Yes, I am my age. Buggies. I got the grays.
Early 90s hatchbacks.
But that's really the biggest thing is the feelings.
Funny.
Right. Yeah,
it was such a small car.
Yeah, like that's an insult. Like
it is.
It is. I mean, but look, what did we get from Tyler Queen? Tyler Queen.
He didn't even stay long either.
He left
Auburn. Didn't play a single snap in a real game.
He went to like Division III and played football and then retired.
But he was part of one of them top 10 recruiting classes, though.
Yeah.
I guess is my point. I mean, he was one of those guys that was anchoring a top 10 recruiting class. That again, those weren't really top 10 classes.